Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm Saira Mujtaba, and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi releases 18,000 crore rupees to over 9 crore farmer families under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. Says opposition parties are misguiding farmers by spreading lies and rumours. President and Prime Minister lead the nation in paying homage to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his birth anniversary. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.77%. Centre all set to roll out COVID-19 vaccination program across the country. In cricket, Indian 11 for second test against Australia announced. Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Siraj included. And Christmas being celebrated across the globe. President, Prime Minister and other dignitaries greet the people. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today released the next installment of financial benefit under Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM Kisan today through video conferencing. With the push of a button, the Prime Minister enabled the transfer of more than 18,000 crore rupees to over 9 crore beneficiary farmer families. The Prime Minister also had a conversation with farmers from 6 different states during the event. The farmers shared their experiences about PM Kisan and also on various other initiatives taken by the government for the welfare of the farmers. The farmers said they have received due payments under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, which have helped them enhance their produce. One of the farmers said under PM Kisan Yojana and crop diversification scheme, he is able to sell his produce outside the APMC mandis and earn a lot more for his family. In his address, Mr. Modi said, today 18,000 crore rupees have been deposited directly in the bank accounts of more than 9 crore farmer families of the country at one click. He said ever since the scheme started, more than 1,10,000 crore rupees have reached the account of the farmers.
जिन कृषि सुधारों को देश ने जमीन पर उतारा है, उनके सूत्रधार भी एक प्रकार से अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी भी थे। अटल जी गरीबों के हित में, किसान के हित में बनने वाली सभी योजनाओं में होने वाले भ्रष्टाचार को राष्ट्रीय रोग मानते थे। दिल्ली से जिस गरीब के लिए रुपया निकलता है, वो उसके बैंक खाते में सीधा पहुंचता है।
The Prime Minister said he is pained that more than 70 lakh farmers of West Bengal have not been able to get the benefit of PM Kisan. He said more than 23 lakh farmers of West Bengal have applied online to take advantage of the scheme, but the state government has stopped the verification process. He said some parties are pushing their political agenda by opposing new farm laws, and some people are spreading myths, lies and rumours that land will be taken away if farmers enter into contract farming. The Prime Minister said the government has worked with an aim to reduce the input cost of the farmers of the country, and schemes like soil health card, neem coating of urea, solar pumps were started. He said for a better crop insurance cover to farmers, the government launched PM Fasal Bima Yojana and crores of farmers are getting its benefit. Mr. Modi said the government has tried to ensure that the country's farmer gets a fair price for his crop. He said implementing the Swaminathan Committee report, the government gave 1.5 times MSP of the cost to farmers. The Prime Minister said government has added more than 1,000 agricultural mandis of the country online. He said today a campaign is going on to create more than 10,000 farmers producer organizations or FPOs in the country, and financial assistance is being given to them. Mr. Modi said through the agricultural reforms, the government has given better options to the farmers.
जब से ये योजना शुरू हुई है, तब से 1,10,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा किसानों के खाते में पहुंच चुके हैं, और यही तो गुड गवर्नेंस है। 18,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा रुपये पल भर में, कुछ ही पल में सीधे किसानों के बैंक खातों में जमा हो गए। कोई कमीशन नहीं, कोई कट नहीं, कोई हेरा फेरी नहीं। टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करते हुए पीएम किसान सम्मान योजना में ये सुनिश्चित किया गया है कि लीकेज न हो। राज्य सरकारों के माध्यम से किसानों का ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन होने के बाद, उनके आधार नंबर और बैंक खातों का वेरिफिकेशन होने के बाद इस व्यवस्था का निर्माण हुआ है।
The Prime Minister said his government is making life easier for farmers in villages, but those making big speeches today did nothing for the farmers when they were in power. Speaking on the occasion, Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said the amount released today will greatly benefit the farmers. He said there was a time when out of 100 rupees sent by the government, only 15 rupees used to reach the villages, but now in the Modi government, people are getting full amount in their bank accounts sent by the government.
1 लाख करोड़ का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड का विषय हो, चाहे फूड प्रोसेसिंग के लिए फंड्स के प्रावधान का विषय हो, और चाहे नए कानूनों के माध्यम से किसानों को स्वतंत्र करने का मामला हो और किसानों के जीवन स्तर में बदलाव लाने का मामला हो, हर क्षेत्र में सफलतापूर्वक कदम उठाए हुए हैं। सारा देश इन कदमों का स्वागत कर रहा है कि पंजाब सहित थोड़े से कुछ किसान भाई और बहन हैं जिनके मन में कहीं न कहीं नए कानूनों के मामले में भ्रम पैदा हुआ है। मैं उनको आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि वो इस आंदोलन को त्याग कर, सरकार ने वार्ता का निमंत्रण दिया है, वार्ता पर आएं, और मुझे आशा है कि किसान इस बात को समझेंगे, नए कानून के मर्म को समझेंगे, नए कानून के महत्व को समझेंगे और हम समाधान की ओर अग्रसर होंगे।
Under the PM Kisan scheme, a financial benefit of 6,000 rupees per year is provided to small and marginal farmers, payable in 3 equal 4 monthly installments of 2,000 rupees each. The fund is transferred directly to the bank accounts of the beneficiaries.
Several union ministers participated in the Kisan Sammelans organized in different parts of the country. Addressing a gathering at Mehrauli in Delhi today, Home Minister Amit Shah said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has put 95,000 crore rupees directly to the bank accounts of 10 crore farmers within 2.5 years. He said in 2013 to 14, when the UPA was in power, the budget of farmers was 21,900 crore rupees and PM Modi increased it to 1,34,399 crore rupees. Mr. Shah said PM Modi is the real well-wisher of the farmers.
10 साल तक कांग्रेस की सरकार रही, यूपीए की सरकार रही। 10 साल में उन्होंने 60,000 करोड़ का ऋण माफ किया था। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने 2.5 साल के अंदर ही 10 करोड़ किसानों को 95,000 करोड़ रुपया सीधा इसके बैंक अकाउंट में डाले, और आज वो 95,000 करोड़ के बाद और 18,000 करोड़ रुपया किसानों के बैंक अकाउंट में जाएगा। बीच में कोई बिचौलिया नहीं होगा। क्लिक करते ही किसान भाइयों आपके अकाउंट में वो पैसा पहुंच जाए।
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh addressed a meeting in Dwarka in the national capital. He assured that the Modi government will never do anything which is not in the interest of the farmers. Underlining that all problems can be resolved through dialogue, Mr. Singh said Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants talks with farmers to continue, and therefore the government has extended an invitation to them.
आजाद भारत में किसी ने किसानों के और गरीबों के कल्याण के लिए इतने प्रभावी कदम नहीं उठाए। आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी इस सच्चाई को समझते हैं कि जब भारत के ऊपर कोई आर्थिक संकट आएगा तो उस आर्थिक संकट से भारत को उबारने में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका यदि किसी की हो सकती है तो हिंदुस्तान के किसानों की हो सकती है। किसानों के कल्याण के लिए ही भारत की संसद ने हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 3 बिल पास किया है। लेकिन आज कुछ लोगों के द्वारा यह गलतफहमी पैदा की जा रही है। ये तीनों एक्ट किसान विरोधी एक्ट, एक भी प्राविधान उसमें ऐसा नहीं है जो किसानों के हितों का विरोधी प्राविधान हो। यह बात दावे के साथ मैं कहता हूं।
In the national capital, Health Minister Nirmala Sitharaman addressed Kisan Sammelan in Kamla Nagar and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri in Janakpuri.
Union Minister and senior BJP leader Prakash Javadekar today said farmers are happy with the new agricultural laws. Speaking at Farmers Sammelan at Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, he stated that BJP is reaching out to farmers across India and enlightening them about the benefits of the new laws.
The whole country is debating farmers' issues because some farmers and their political masters have launched an agitation in and around New Delhi and showing as if it's an all India phenomenon. It's a fight of all farmers of India. But today, BJP is reaching more than 19,000 centers where such gatherings are happening. That is very important. And that shows where the farmers stand. Farmers are happy with the new laws.
In Uttar Pradesh, thousands of farmers attended the Kisan Gashtis organized at various places across the state. Many union ministers and state ministers also attended the functions in different districts. The Prime Minister also spoke to some farmers of the state who are getting benefit of government schemes and have also made an impact by adopting progressive farming. Ram Gulab of Maharajganj district told the Prime Minister how he became part of a farmers' produce organization and how that helped him a lot.
किसानों के साथ मिलकर के एक एसपीओ का गठन किए हैं, जिसमें हमारे 100 किसानों से हम ऑर्डर शुरू किए हैं, जिसे आपसे कहने में बड़ा खुशी आभार व्यक्त करते हैं कि आपसे हम रूबरू हो रहे हैं कि इस समय लगभग 10 टन देने के लिए एग्रीमेंट अहमदाबाद कंपनी से महोदय हम इस समय किए हैं.
Union Minister Piyush Goyal attended the function in Hapur district, while Union Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani addressed the farmers in her constituency, Amethi. Talking about the recent farm laws and other schemes of the government, Smriti Irani said that after coming into power in 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has started many schemes for farmers and for agriculture sector, which aims at doubling the income of the farmers.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today paid floral tributes to former Prime Minister Bharat Ratna awardee Atal Bihari Vajpayee and freedom fighter and educationist Bharat Ratna awardee Madan Mohan Malviya in the Central Hall of the Parliament. On the occasion of the 96th birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Mr. Modi released a book titled Atal Bihari Vajpayee in Parliament, a commemorative volume highlighting the life and works of the former Prime Minister. The book, which has been compiled and brought out by the Lok Sabha Secretariat, contains notable speeches that were delivered by Mr. Vajpayee in the Parliament. It also contains some rare photographs from the former Prime Minister's public life. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Leader of the Opposition in Rajya Sabha Ghulam Nabi Azad, and several members of Parliament were present on the occasion. Let's revisit the poetic side of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee in his own voice.
टूटे हुए सपने की सुने कौन सिसकी, अंतर को चीर व्यथा पलकों पर ठिठकी, हार नहीं मानूंगा रार नहीं ठानूंगा, काल के कपाल पर लिखता मिटाता हूँ, गीत नया गाता हूँ.
President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid floral tributes to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at Sadaiv Atal Memorial in New Delhi on the occasion of his birth anniversary today. Union Minister Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Nirmala Sitharaman, Piyush Goyal, Hardeep Singh Puri, Dr. Harsh Vardhan and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, amongst others, also paid floral tributes to the former Prime Minister.
Union Information and Broadcasting and Environment Minister Prakash Zavadekar paid tributes to the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on the occasion of his birth anniversary. He said Mr. Vajpayee's politics and life were based on ideologies and principles that will keep inspiring generations to come. Mr. Zavadekar also shared a video message remembering an instance when he had met Mr. Vajpayee while he was in Pune during a political function. He said Atalji touched everyone's heart with his multifaceted personality. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to the founder of Banaras Hindu University and educationist Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya on his birth anniversary. Mr. Modi said Pandit Malviya devoted his entire life towards social reform and service of the nation. He said Pandit Malviya's contribution to the country will continue to inspire the generations to come.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi releases 18,000 crore rupees to over 9 crore farmer families under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, says opposition parties are misguiding farmers by spreading lies and rumours. President and Prime Minister lead the nation in paying homage to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his birth anniversary. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.77%. Centre all set to roll out COVID-19 vaccination program across the country. In cricket, Indian 11 for second test against Australia announced. Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Siraj included, and Christmas being celebrated across the globe, President, Prime Minister and other dignitaries greet the people. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Midday News. With continuous decline in the number of active COVID-19 cases, India has crossed yet another significant milestone as the active caseload in the country today further decreased to 2.78%. The active cases in the country witnessed a decline of nearly 2,000 cases in the last 24 hours to stand at around 2,81,000. The number of new daily cases remained below 25,000, with nearly 23,000 cases being reported in the last 24 hours. The national recovery rate has also further improved to 95.77%, with recovery of over 97,17,000 people so far. With recovery of over 24,500 people in the last 24 hours, the number of daily recoveries continue to outnumber new daily cases. The total recovered cases in the country today stands at over 34 times the number of active cases. Over 9,97,000 COVID samples were tested in the country in the last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative testing figure has reached around 16 crore 63 lakhs. The central government and ICMR have scaled up the testing infrastructure in a calibrated manner. India's testing capacity has touched 15 lakh per day, ensuring easily accessible COVID-19 tests for all.
Telangana state reported 518 fresh COVID cases during the past 24 hours. With this, the total COVID cases reported in the state has gone up to over 2,84,000. The state conducted about 45,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate reported at 97.05%, with 491 more people recovering yesterday. This took the number of recovered people so far in the state to over 2,75,000. In Bihar, the number of active corona cases is continuously declining. Currently, the state has only over 5,000 cases. Over 2,42,000 patients have so far recovered in the state. The recovery rate has improved to 97.37%. Over 1 crore and 75 lakh corona tests have been conducted in the state so far. The Bihar government has issued guidelines for opening of educational institutions in the state from the 4th of January. Schools from class 9th onwards, colleges and coaching institutes are permitted to allow only 50% of students. They have been asked to call students in batches on alternative days. Principal Secretary Education Sanjay Kumar said students will be allowed to attend physical classes only after the written consent of their parents or guardians. The educational institutions have to make arrangements for online classes for those who do not wish to attend the physical classes.
In Mizoram, the recovery rate of coronavirus has improved to 96.82%, with the number of active cases standing at 146. In the past 24 hours, the state has recorded 22 new positive cases, while 16 patients recovered. According to the State Medical Bulletin, the COVID-19 tally has reached 4,178, of which 4,024 have recovered. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has withdrawn the night curfew order in the state. He said that the decision to withdraw the night curfew was taken after discussion with the cabinet colleagues and senior officials. The night curfew order was supposed to come into force from last midnight. The Chief Minister said people of the state were also against the idea of a night curfew. The central government is gearing up for the rollout of COVID-19 vaccination program across the country. A report. To strengthen the capacity of the human resource for COVID-19 vaccine introduction and rollout, detailed training modules have been developed for different categories of vaccine handlers and administrators. The training includes organization of vaccination sessions, use of COVID IT platform for management of the entire vaccination process, deployment of HR cold chain preparedness, and management of adverse events. 2,360 participants were trained during national level training of trainers, which comprised state immunization officers, cold chain officers, IEC officials, development partners. Cascading down, 681 districts comprised of 49,604 trainees have completed the training of medical officers on operational guidelines. To facilitate redressal of queries on COVID-19 vaccination and co-win portal-related queries, National 1075 and State 104 helpline capacity has also been strengthened. As a step to prep up for administration of COVID-19 vaccine and to assess the readiness of the planned activities, a dry run has been planned in 4 states, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Gujarat, Punjab, considering the geographical locations. Detailed checklist has been prepared by the Union Health Ministry and shared with the 4 states to guide them in the dry run. The National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration of COVID-19 has recommended 3 prioritized population groups, including health workers about 1 crore, frontline workers about 2 crores, and prioritized age group about 27 crore. Aarti Rana, News Desk.
Phase 3 trials of India's indigenous COVID-19 vaccine progresses well, says Bharat Biotech Joint MD Suchitra Ella. Speaking exclusively to our Chennai correspondent, she said that 26 centers across the country are currently undergoing the trial.
The phase 3 trial for Covaxin in 26,000 volunteers across India in 26 hospitals in order to ascertain the efficacy of the vaccine in a large population. So this has started on November 15, which is just about now 6 weeks ago, and successfully it has been going on so far. Today we have completed 14,000 volunteers have enrolled for the study for the trials for Covaxin.
She also stated that this is a 2-dose vaccine.
It is a 2-dose trial. The first dose is given on 0 day and the second dose is given on the 28th day. It is an injection which is normally given to the volunteers have to be above 18 years of age and under 70 years in general good health without any serious long-term health conditions. Also pregnant women and any other serious illnesses, those of them who have some other conditions should not be joining in the trial. But otherwise, predominantly it is open for a large section of the population of this country.
The News Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year Ender. The reform in cities has been one of the top agendas of the NDA government. Smart Cities mission was launched in 2015 to promote sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens, a clean and sustainable environment, and applications of smart solutions. 100 smart cities are proposed to be developed. At the launch of the Smart City Mission in June of 2015, the Prime Minister outlined how for the first time the government has used the challenge mode for selection of smart cities. In this method, the onus of creating a city into a smart city lies largely with the people and the local bodies.
पहली बार हिंदुस्तान में चैलेंज रूट के आधार पर स्मार्ट सिटी बनाने का निर्णय किया है। दुनिया के कई देशों ने ये प्रयोग किया, कुछ पैरामीटर तय किए और जो शहर इस पैरामीटर को पूर्ति करेगा वो एंट्री पाएगा स्पर्धा में, फिर उसकी दूसरी एग्जाम देनी पड़ेगी, उसको पार करेगा तो सिलेक्ट होगा, जब सिलेक्ट होगा तो फिर भारत सरकार, राज्य सरकार मिल करके उस शहर की ताकत में साथ जोड़ करके उसको स्मार्ट सिटी बनाने की दिशा में आगे बढ़े।
COVID-19 has affected almost the entire world, causing widespread disruptions in economies and healthcare services. India is no exception. But the mission to develop 100 smart cities in India has seen an upturn in the post-lockdown months as the funds utilization has almost doubled. Our correspondent takes a look at the progress of Smart Cities mission.
Out of the proposed 100 smart cities, in 53 cities, integrated command and control centers are functional, and it is helping in a huge way to control crime against women. World Economic Forum has rightly appreciated the government's Smart City mission, saying Indian smart cities offer a model for pandemic recovery. The forum said Indian government leveraged this Smart Cities mission to enable cities to effectively leverage technology in improving citizen services and overall quality of life. The magnitude of the COVID-19 crisis presented many challenges for cities to overcome, including a lack of available staff, technical knowledge to repurpose existing smart solutions, and capacity building and training for those manning COVID-19 war rooms. Technology adoption across smart cities in India target to provide better service delivery to citizens and improving the quality of life. Cities clearly demonstrated that technology and data-driven decision-making are critical for ensuring effective citizen outreach and service delivery. To institutionalize this transformation, government is now on a path to write institutional coordination mechanisms and data-driven service delivery. Infrastructure elements in smart city include adequate water supply, assured electricity supply, sanitation, including solid waste management, efficient urban mobility and public transport, affordable housing, especially for the poor, robust IT connectivity and digitalization. Most notably, security of citizens, particularly women, children and elderly, and health and education are the core areas of smart cities, and government is on a mission mode to improve their lives. Saubhagyakar, Air News, Delhi.
President Ramnath Kovind will be on a 4-day visit to Diu beginning today. He will inaugurate the Jalandhar Circuit House there. Tomorrow, the President will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone for various developmental projects in Diu, such as inauguration of first academic session of IIIT Vadodara International Campus, improvement of 1.3 km heritage walkway on Diu City Wall, and upgradation of fruits and vegetable market at Fort Road. On the same day, Mr. Kovind will also inaugurate the INS Kukri Memorial.
India's squad for the second test against Australia was announced today. Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Siraj are in the playing 11 for the Boxing Day test starting from tomorrow at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. India will take on the Aussies in the absence of regular skipper Virat Kohli. Ajinkya Rahane-led team will have two debutants, Shubman Gill and Mohammad Siraj, in the team.
Christmas is being celebrated across the globe today. Christians all over the world celebrate Christmas to mark the birth of Jesus Christ. On the occasion, people decorate their houses by putting a Christmas tree, an illuminated paper star, holly wreaths, and exchange gifts. However, Christmas celebrations are a low-key affair this year in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Goa ushered in the Christmas festivities with eye-catching decorations, symbolic Christmas cribs, and midnight masses in churches and chapels. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people on the occasion. In his message, the President expressed hope that the festival will nurture peace throughout the world and help maintain harmony among mankind. Vice President said due to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic this year, people must be content with a modest celebration. In his message, Prime Minister said, the life and principles of Lord Christ give strength to millions across the world. Mr. Modi wished that the path shown by Lord Christ may keep guiding everyone towards building a just and inclusive society. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital will have a sunny clear sky. Minimum temperature was 5 degrees Celsius and maximum will be 22 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 16 and 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have a partly cloudy sky. Kolkata, sky will be clear. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between -3 and 9 degrees Celsius. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was recorded 7 degrees Celsius while maximum will be 21 degrees Celsius. Leh will have a mainly clear sky. Gilgit will have a partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between -3 to 6 degrees Celsius, while Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards the afternoon or evening. The temperature will move between 1 to 13 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi releases 18,000 crore rupees to over 9 crore farmer families under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. Says opposition parties are misguiding farmers by spreading lies and rumours. President and Prime Minister lead the nation in paying homage to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his birth anniversary. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.77%. Centre all set to roll out COVID-19 vaccine program across the country. In cricket, Indian 11 for second test against Australia announced. Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Siraj included. And Christmas being celebrated across the globe. President, Prime Minister and other dignitaries greet the people. And with that, we end the midday news.